Hey guys, Marsling here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to jump into Super Battle Road and show off the new STR Janemba with his EZA, whilst also showing the TEQ Janemba again, and just how bad he is. I've had quite a while to play with this unit now, like discounting of course all the attempts for the Extreme Tech no items thing, but like I just really do not like this TEQ Janemba. He's really bad. He's got no key links, which is pretty shocking. Let's see what we can do here. We're gonna do this because this should drop down this tech orb. Okay, good. So at least when we can actually get the support passive for Janemba, which requires getting 4 type orbs, then that means we are able at least to get the extra key that we were then missing from if he actually had good links. But we're going to see STR Janemba go off in slot 1 here. Can we dodge the super? 65k though with no item. That's not too bad. So of course he dodges the 2 normal attacks and takes the super. But solid attack. Obviously we're on the transformation boost team under double cooler leads. So by cooler being on the rotation at the moment, because there's multiple enemies, he only gives a support passive to Terrifying Conquerors, which of course neither of the Janembas are on. So TEQ Janemba, at least before transforming, does guard, which is nice, but man, you need to get those 2 rainbow orbs to get the damage reduction, which is often very awkward. The biggest problem with him is it's often very difficult to get the 2 rainbow orbs and the 4 type orbs at the same time. So hopefully we can finish off Piccolo here. This Int Frieza in the final spot does have built-in damage reduction. So let's go ahead and attack. I think he lowers attack as well. Let's target you. Actually, no, he can stun. So if he could stun TN here, that would actually be pretty useful. For the opposite rotation, we're just going to run the classic combo of the TEQ Golden Frieza and then one of the coolers. Obviously, they link super well. TEQ Golden Frieza is going to tank everything, so we don't really need to worry about them. And pre-transformation, cooler lowers attack. So I think, did we finish off Piccolo? Oh, we didn't, but we get that additional normal. Let's go. All right, so we take him out. And then can we stun TN here? No. So, ooh, 70k. That was a lot. Alright, well. Going into the next turn. Alright, we have Kid Buu. We're on slightly lower HP, so we're not getting the full support that he can give. So let's see if we can take out Krillin here. Alright, so the orbs have dropped down in such a way that we can now actually get Janemba's full passive. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll get Kid Buu to attack TN here. Should give him a super, really. Alright, so let's see what we got now for Janemba. There's the dodge. There we go. Double dodge in slot 1. 3.9 on his attack. Pretty good. It's just the problem that, like, TEQ Janemba, we waited for a transforming Janemba from the Fat Janemba to Super Janemba for so long. And then this is what we got. Like I've said before in the videos that I did with him, I'm not super opposed to the way they did their passive with, like, the support if you pick up certain orbs and all that kind of stuff. But the restriction is just too bad, especially for TEQ Janemba. Having to get 4 type orbs and 2 rainbow orbs is just way too much. Like, it's too much of a restriction. I really don't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Golden Frieza has lost his passive, so we can do this. And then what we'll do here is I'm just going to pop one of these, just so we heal up here, ready for the next rotation. Plus it does protect us for if TN super attacks in slot 1. But he did not, so we're all good to move on to the next one. So, yeah, so the problem is it's too restrictive, right? So, if you're going to give someone a passive where they can get support for the rest of the team, including Ki, and you make it 4 orbs, which is a bit restrictive, at the same time, you probably shouldn't make it so that that unit has no key links. Because a lot of the time, you're really having to try and get 4 orbs with Janemba, just to supplement the fact that he's not giving key to everybody else. Like we saw on that first rotation, we couldn't actually super attack with the STR Janemba unless we were able to get the support passive to activate from the TEQ one. So obviously that's not ideal. I'm going to put him in slot 1 here, or I was going to. Yeah, I guess we can get the buff, but we can't get the damage reduction. I would quite like to get the damage reduction, especially because we're going to put him in slot 1, but it looks like that is not going to be the case. Just because I want to see if we can actually get him to transform. We're probably more likely to do that in the last fight, because we do have a lot more support available. But let's go ahead and I'm going to use a Whis. Now that Whis is... I mentioned this in a video that went up earlier, but now that Whis are in the barbershop, I don't have to worry so much about using them. I'd gotten down to having so few, whereas now, because they keep appearing in the barbershop for me, I'm pretty sure I have more Whis than I do Icarus at the moment. So, since that's such an effective item, we'll go ahead and use that here. Obviously, Janemba's been hit a few times. Not enough in the first turn, though, to fulfill his transformation condition, which is very irritating as well. There's just a lot about this unit. I feel like if you look at his kit on paper, everything about him is not necessarily bad as long as you reduce all of the restrictions by, let's say, 1, right? So 3 type orbs, 1 rainbow orb, just like Pycon, and then of course change the number of times he has to get hit to activate his passive from 5 to 4 for the transformation, because now we would have that active as well, because he got hit 4 times in that first turn. Now 5 is not the end of the world, and I say this a lot when it comes to like the Int Broly's active skill, for example, where he has to super attack 5 times. Just because you can't get it in the first turn doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. But in some events, like Super Battle Road, you're a lot more likely to have attacks clustered around one spot. But if you're doing something like, even say, the Legendary Goku event or Infinite Dragon Ball History, where there's only 1 enemy, sometimes it's possible that it can take you multiple turns for this Janemba to get hit 5 times, which is kind of annoying. Especially because, at least in terms of links, we really want him to transform in order for him to actually, you know, match up well with the rest of the team. Because once he transforms into the Super Janemba, then I think they share almost every single link. I think there might be 1 that's different. But yeah, like, he just... Man, he's just super disappointing. There's just a ton of rotations where you're not getting the setup that you need, and you have to play around with where you're putting units, which orbs you're collecting. Now, you can argue that that adds a little bit of extra strategy to the way you're running the team, but then at the same time it's also annoying, right? Like, if you have your rotation set up and you want to put like Janemba in slot 1, but you literally can't get 4 type orbs or 2 rainbow orbs, then you really don't want to put him in slot 1. So it becomes a lot more difficult. I think what we want to do here, I guess we can't even avoid supers on this turn. I was going to say we don't want to go too crazy on Gohan, because it would be nice to be able to get Janemba to transform. But again, even here on this first turn, we're taking 4 hits in slot 1, so that would not be enough to get the full transformation. This Gohan, because there's only 1 enemy in this final fight, he does attack a ton of times. So maybe if we're lucky, if we don't stun with the Int Freezer here, maybe there could be a slot on the next turn where he's attacking 5 times, but... Ooh, he's going to super attack Cooler. This will do a little bit of damage. We've got support on the rotation, so it won't be too bad, I say. And then we take 300k. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Alright, so Frieza... Oh, he does get the stun, of course. Alright, well, maybe we won't be seeing Janemba transform at all in this run. And look, 5 attacks in slot 1, of course. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and put you in slot 1. At least we can get the support passive. And again, this is another prime example of the thing that irritates me, right? So the way Dokkan is designed is the game will always go down the orb trail that gives you the most ki. So normally, like in this instance, it will prioritize TEQ orbs because TEQ orbs give a TEQ unit the most ki. But when they designed these units, I feel like if you're going to put in a restriction where the character has to pick up rainbow orbs, you should change... I mean, I don't know how deeply this would change the programming of the game, but you should make it so that that unit will then prioritize picking up rainbow orbs. Because you can see here with this whole cluster of TEQ orbs, regardless of which of these bottom 2 that I click, it wants to go to the right to get the extra 2 TEQ orbs at the top, because technically that gives the most ki. Whereas if it went left, it would pick up the 2 rainbow orbs, and then that would fully activate Janemba's passive. But we literally can't do that because the game will not let us, which is really, really annoying. Especially because as not being an LR, he doesn't need all that extra ki. So, and then of course, yeah, this is where the problem comes in, because we are, even though we got the support passive, our HP was too low to get the ki from Kid Buu. I'm just going to use that for the heal. So we can't get the super attack with STR Janemba, which is really, really irritating. So I'm going to deliberately not super with Kid Buu as well. And then we'll go through into the next turn and use a Whis. Hopefully we can get Janemba to transform. Although I feel like at this rate it's probably not going to happen, because even if I try and cut down on the damage that we're dealing to... see, this would be such a good turn as well. If this was like a legit Super Battle Road one where we were just trying to beat the stage, what a good rotation this is. Golden Frieza in slot 1 to tank all of these attacks. We would transform this cooler, well, I'd put mine there, but we would transform this cooler so that he could just go off. But I'm not going to do that, so we'll do this. Oh, we're going to get the Dokkan attack. Okay. I don't even know at this point if we're actually going to be able to keep him alive long enough for the potential TEQ Janemba transformation. And that's just another negative in the TEQ Janemba column, right? Like in a longer form event, obviously it's not going to be as difficult to see the transformation, because even if you can only get hit once or twice, I'm not going to get the notes here, even if you can only get hit once or twice every turn, at least eventually you're going to take enough attacks to transform. Whereas obviously in Super Battle Road, the fights are only going to last for a few turns, and then you're going to run out of opportunities to actually get hit. So just because an active skill can't be used in Super Battle Road but can be used everywhere else doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. But the problem is that, especially because you want to link, ideally in theory you want to link them up with another Janemba, right? Like that would seem like the idea, that would seem like the good play, is having the Janembas together on a rotation. But until TEQ Janemba transforms, they just don't really work all that well together, which is a real shame, because STR Janemba after his EZA is very, very good. I'm still not 100% decided on which one I prefer, the Imp one or the STR one. Obviously, if you're on JP, that's not a huge issue, because you can run both on the same team. You just can't link them together. But yeah, TEQ Janemba is just very disappointing. Okay, so we can get the 5 attacks in here. So what I'll do is we will... I was going to say we won't get the super attack, but we literally can't. Because again, look. There's literally no way. I can't pick up 4 type orbs and 2 rainbow orbs at all. So I guess we'll just do this. We'll give this to you. And then the Icarus is still active, so we will not bother super attacking with you either. So I think we're just about going to be able to keep Gohan alive here now. We've stalled it out long enough that we can keep Gohan alive so that we can see the transformation for TEQ Janemba. But, oof. And then, yeah, STR Janemba doing reasonably well here. It's just the problem with, like, because STR Janemba is good and you want to try him out because he just EZA'd, but, like, you'd think a new Dokkan Fest Janemba team would be the way to do it. I mean, I know we're not running Janemba's team, but we're running the TEQ Janemba here. And they just don't go that well together at all. It's so annoying. Like, I'm trying to think, even if, like, the TEQ Janemba transformed, like the actual Super Janemba, if he's actually even good, like, by himself. If Kid Buu gets super attacked here, we will probably die. So, might as well do this. I can't even remember if the Whis is still active for this turn. I forget which turn we used it in, but... here we go. So, we've managed to line up some rainbow orbs and some type orbs. Now, of course, once Janemba transforms into Super Janemba, he then has the same orb restriction as Pikkon, where he only needs 3 type orbs and 1 rainbow orb. But yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying, even if he just started as Super Janemba as it is and didn't have the Fat Janemba form, I don't think he's as good as the STR or the Int one. I mean, both of them are really solid examples of super good EZAs. But, like, EZAs are supposed to be a way to power up old units to bring them back into the meta. But when the unit that you're giving an EZA as part of the celebration is better than the new Dokkan Fest version of the unit that came out for the celebration, that's kind of awkward. Like, that's not good. But we'll go ahead and transform here. I mean, the transformation animation is cool, and once transformed, the actual TEQ Super Janemba super attack is really cool. I really like it, but Yeah, it's a bit interesting. Plus, of course, the fact that, you know, Super Janemba, always been known for, like, guarding and stuff, loses his guard. So, yeah, do they have the exact same link set? They do. So, as you can see, I have been link leveling the TEQ Janemba. Don't have big bad bosses at 10 yet, unfortunately, which means it's not active here. He has 139k defense. The STR one does have big bad bosses active, so it has 160. And then, of course, the TEQ one, now that we've transformed into Super Janemba, he raises attack and defense on super attack. He no longer guards, but he gets 180% attack and defense. And then, as long as we pick up we get an extra 40% attack with 3 type orbs, and then the high chance to dodge with a rainbow orb. So if you don't even pick up a rainbow orb, he doesn't guard and doesn't dodge, which are two, like, very Janemba specific things. But we'll go ahead and put him in slot 1 here, see if he can actually do something to help out the rotation, or and see how he matches up to STR Janemba here. Now, bear in mind, of course, my Janemba is 55%, whereas the STR EZA one is fully rainbow, like level 10 link. So it's not a fair, direct comparison, but the Janemba is at least not taking any damage. We did manage to get the dodge. Alright, a couple of dodges. And then obviously Gohan is super attack lowered and we have an item active. And then in comes Janemba. Almost over a full million attack stat higher. But then again, he is, like I say, rainbow. He's got big bad bosses active. So the difference really isn't that huge. The difference in the numbers, I mean. But the difference in the utility is massive. Because STR Janemba has a really, really good link set. TEQ Janemba, of course, much better once he transforms. But overall, just like... oof. I'm so disappointed with the TEQ Janemba in general as a unit. So let me know what you guys think down below. I know most people are not very happy with TEQ Janemba. Some people do think he's alright. Some people think he's underrated or misunderstood. I honestly just think he's bad. STR Janemba, very, very good, but doesn't really get a huge amount of benefit from being run alongside the TEQ one, as you can see. But let me know what you guys think down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.